God says, the whole bank is talking about you. They are stunned because a check worth trillions has just been deposited in your name. If you don't listen now, it will not be released, and the bank executive will try to claim it. Don't make the mistake of skipping this. This is not about money alone. This is not about currency printed by hands. This is about what has been written in heaven's record under your name. A release, a breakthrough, a divine inheritance has already been sealed and issued in your favor. Heaven's vault has acknowledged your name and stamped approval on a blessing so massive, even earthly systems are whispering about it. Spiritually, you have just been handed something that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, and it is terrifying the ones who doubted you. The enemy knows what has been handed to you, and hell is trembling because this deposit is not just wealth, it is power, purpose, destiny, healing, restoration, and favor. If you walk away now, you leave that check vulnerable to the schemes of those who were never meant to hold it. Before you do anything else, comment Amen to claim this truth as yours. Seal this word with your faith. You may not have seen it yet with your eyes, but heaven has already deposited it. Just like how Abraham was promised nations while he was still childless, you too have been promised something that hasn't yet appeared in your hands, but it already carries your name in the Spirit. It has been signed by God Himself, not in ink, but in divine authority. Your name is written on it, and every angel in heaven recognizes it. That is why the pressure increased lately. That is why the attacks came out of nowhere. That is why doors closed that made no sense. Because what was deposited in your name is so heavy, so glorious, so life-shifting, the enemy thought if he could distract you now, you would abandon the very word that God already released. You must not ignore this. You must not delay. Do not step back now. This is your moment of release. This word is your confirmation that the heavenly bank has cleared it, and it's now waiting for your response. Your obedience, your faith, your stillness in the storm is the signature required for the release. But if you walk away now, if you brush this off, the delay could stretch into places it was never supposed to go. You have carried pain too long to miss this. You have waited through nights of silence. You have pressed through storms that left you breathless, and now the heavens are opening and saying, it is time. Please, if you believe this speaks directly to you, like this video. Let it be a small act of faith that says, Lord, I receive it. There is an urgency in the Spirit. What is written in your name is not just a check, it is a shift. It is a full turnaround. The enemy thought he could hide it from you. He thought if he could cloud your thoughts with fear, you'd miss the whisper of God. But God is speaking loud now. The whole system that was once against you is now being reordered for your sake. The very people who once overlooked you will look again and wonder how someone like you carries something so mighty. The heavenly check includes healing from the wounds you never told anyone about. It includes restoration of time you thought was wasted. It includes doors you didn't even know existed. It includes your children being restored, your health being renewed, your sleep returning, your tears being dried. It includes laughter again, joy again, peace that doesn't vanish. It includes unexpected calls of opportunity. It includes land, property, divine ideas, holy connections, and anointing that cannot be copied. This check carries the answer to years of silent prayers, and that is why the kingdom of darkness is stirring. Because the release of your breakthrough is the downfall of everything that tried to destroy you. Do not let your doubt cancel what heaven already released. Do not let weariness rob you of what is already yours. You are not waiting for God to write it. He already has. You are not begging for it to happen. It is already signed. What is left is your positioning, your listening heart, your faith-filled response. Now, listen closely. Because this check is not ordinary, the delivery is not ordinary. It may come disguised as something small. It may come through a moment that seems quiet. But pay attention. That still voice you keep hearing is not just a thought. It is the courier of heaven announcing the dispatch. You've been found worthy not because of your strength, but because of your endurance. Heaven values those who do not give up when everything screams to quit. Your name has been called. The bell has rung in the spirit realm. The vault of heaven is open, and what was hidden is being exposed. But if you leave now, if you close your heart now, someone else will try to step into what was always meant for you. You must remain. Stay tuned to what God is saying. This is not about chasing after riches. This is about receiving the promises of God in the fullness of His glory and His perfect time. And that time is not someday, it is now. The bank is already talking. That means your life is about to make news in places you've never imagined. Comment 1111 if you believe this is your time of divine release. Let your faith speak out loud. The whole bank is stunned because they never expected someone like you to be chosen. They never thought you'd survive the pressure. They assumed the attacks would crush you. But they didn't see the God who walked with you through every valley. They didn't see the nights you cried and still whispered His name. They didn't see the battles you won quietly. They didn't see the days you were broke but still grateful. They didn't see the moments you lost everything but refused to lose your hope. That is why heaven has rewarded you with something that cannot be measured in numbers. Your value has been seen, your obedience has been weighed, your surrender has unlocked this. Is this leaked CIA ritual the missing key to your financial breakthrough? A once hidden brain ritual is spreading fast. This strange 7-second method, confirmed by elite neuroscience labs, activates your brain's wealth magnet. The government may shut this down. If you're seeing this, you are God's chosen child. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. You are not here by accident. You didn't stumble across this message randomly. God orchestrated this very moment to confirm what He has been whispering to your heart. Do not let it go. Hold on to this word like it is your lifeline, because it is. The bank knows. The system knows. The Spirit knows. And now, you know. Do not be afraid of how big this blessing is. God would not deposit something you're not ready to carry. He trusts you. That's why He chose you. That's why He marked your name. That's why He sealed it with His Spirit. This is spiritual truth that is about to manifest in your life in ways you never imagined. The check with your name on it is not delayed. It is not lost. It is not denied. It is waiting for you to walk in the authority of your inheritance and receive what has already been approved by the hand of God. When God deposits something in your name, no system, no person, no delay, no lie, no enemy can cancel it. The deposit is safe. The account is marked. The approval is divine. All that is required now is your unwavering belief that what God spoke over you is final, even if your situation doesn't yet match what was promised. Heaven's transaction has no error. It does not need verification by man. The moment God spoke your name and attached blessing to it, it was complete. There is no more negotiation. It is yours. Not by merit, not by perfection, but by grace and faith. You must hold tightly now to this truth, because the enemy will come with doubt, distraction, discouragement, and confusion to make you question whether this word was really for you. Do not second-guess this. Do not look around at others and think they are more qualified, more prepared, more worthy. God chose you on purpose. He wrote your name in places you haven't even walked into yet. He stamped your identity with favor in rooms that haven't even opened to you yet. He deposited what was promised into your life at the exact time He planned, and that time is unfolding right now. All of creation has been waiting for this appointed hour to see you rise, not in pride, but in surrendered obedience, to carry what God placed in your hands. This check is not about selfish gain. It is about restoration. It is about justice. It is about God showing Himself faithful to someone who never gave up, someone who kept praising when it hurt, someone who believed when it didn't make sense, someone who stayed when others walked away. God is about to put in your hands what the enemy tried to convince you you'd never receive. He is about to overwhelm you with answers, with peace, with healing, with divine intervention that you could not manufacture even if you tried. That is why it is important you don't walk away now. That is why you must stay connected to His voice, because the release is happening even in this moment. Your life is about to reflect the goodness of God in such a profound way that it silences every lie that was spoken over you. People who never understood your silence will be speechless by what God does next. The very ones who called you forgotten will see you favored. Those who whispered behind your back will hear your name shouted in blessing. But you must stay aligned. You must remain still in your spirit, even when the world around you shakes, because the transaction has already been processed in heaven. The bank cannot stop it. The people cannot block it. The system cannot delay it any longer. Heaven has released it, and now your posture of faith is what holds the door open for its arrival. Comment 222 if you trust this divine timing and believe it is already being done in your favor. Every delay was setting the stage. Every rejection was part of the divine strategy. God was not withholding from you. He was protecting what was being prepared. You see, the check has always been yours, but the time for its release had to match your maturity. God doesn't just bless moments. He blesses people ready to carry what He gives without losing their soul in the process. You have been refined. You have been tested. You have been broken open and poured out. And now, God says, you are ready. Ready not just to receive, but to steward. Ready not just to be blessed, but to be a blessing. Ready not just to rise, but to remain humble in the elevation. And because your heart is postured to give Him glory, He is about to show you just how powerful His hand has been behind the scenes. The people who overlooked you were never the ones holding your blessing. They were distractions. The doors that didn't open were never the destination. They were detours to delay you from walking in what was already appointed to your life. Now that you've endured, God says, the season of fulfillment has begun. The check is more than just wealth. It is a word. It is a shift. It is a divine outpouring that no man can replicate and no devil can reverse. The vaults of heaven are open, and your name is echoing through the halls of angels. Your account has been updated. Your season has changed. Your identity is not the same. Where you were once burdened, now you will overflow. Where you once struggled, now you will carry peace. Where you once begged, now you will command. The tables have turned, the order has shifted, the wait is over. Stay awake in your spirit. Do not be caught sleeping in this hour of visitation. The signs are everywhere. The shift is undeniable. The move of God is surrounding you in ways that are quiet but unstoppable. Keep your heart tender. Keep your ears open. Keep your spirit stirred. Because what God does next in your life will set the stage for others to believe again. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It is about awakening others through your testimony. This check is more than currency. It is confirmation. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. There is nothing that can block what God has set in motion. The release is divine. The timing is perfect. The outcome is already established. All you have to do now is stay in faith, stay in position, and stay listening. Your name is on it. The heavens know it. The angels carry it. And God Himself has approved it. You are now walking in the shadow of something sacred, something heaven authorized before you ever knew how deeply you would need it. The check that was deposited in your name is carrying your deliverance, your breakthrough, your overflow, your restoration, and your peace. It is more than a promise. It is a manifestation already unfolding. God is not waiting for your perfection to release this. He is responding to your posture. You stayed when you could have run. You forgave when the pain was sharp. You lifted your hands in praise when heaviness made them feel too heavy to raise. You gave when you had little. You prayed when it looked like no one was listening. You believed when you had no visible reason to. God saw it all. He measured every tear. He recorded every surrender. He noticed every time you chose His will over your comfort. That is why this deposit is not random. It is reward. It is the fruit of hidden faithfulness. This is the hour where God shows the difference between those who simply talked and those who truly walked with Him. You walked with Him through fire, through heartbreak, through confusion, through silence. And now He walks you into fulfillment. You are entering the phase of answered prayers and undeniable favor. You are stepping into rooms you never applied for. You are about to receive things you forgot you even asked for, because He never forgets what you whispered to Him in faith. Comment 333 to declare your faith in this appointed time. When God releases something in your name, it carries your spiritual fingerprint. No one can counterfeit it. No one can hijack it. No one can replicate what was designed specifically for you. That is why the enemy has tried so hard to distract you, discourage you, and exhaust you. If he could just get you to lose hope, he thought maybe you'd walk away from the blessing right before it landed in your hands. But God preserved you. He didn't just keep you breathing, He kept your faith alive. And now that faith is becoming sight, He is the God who restores what was stolen. He is the God who revives what was dying. He is the God who speaks light into darkness and calls the dead to rise. What is being released in your life carries resurrection power. It will awaken things in you that have been asleep for years. Dreams will reignite, strength will return, clarity will increase, joy will overflow. You will look in the mirror and barely recognize the reflection, not because you changed on the outside, but because the glory of God resting on you is beginning to show through every detail of your life. The check in your name is not being released for show, it's being released for purpose. God has trusted you with influence not to be seen, but to be a vessel. That is why He refined you before He revealed you. He broke the old before He built the new. He stripped the false before He poured out the true. He is raising you not as a trophy, but as a testimony. Everything you've walked through was building the foundation for this moment. And now the shift is happening. The atmosphere around you is changing. Conversations are happening in rooms you haven't entered yet. People are sensing your name in their spirit. Destiny helpers are being stirred. Angels are moving on assignment. Doors are unlocking that had no handles. The wind of God is blowing favor in your direction, and nothing can stop it. You must stay focused. You must remain planted. You must not look to the left or right. This blessing is not found in comparison. It is found in consecration. This is personal. This is holy. This is sacred. And the more you understand that what God is doing in your life cannot be measured by human standards, the more peace you will carry in the waiting. Because the waiting is never wasted. It prepares you for the wait. You are carrying something now that will impact generations. What is being placed in your hands will outlive you. Your name is on a legacy that will speak long after your voice grows quiet. The financial provision is part of it, yes, but it goes deeper. This check contains spiritual inheritance, family restoration, healing of bloodlines, clarity of calling, freedom from cycles, and the breaking of generational burdens. You are the one God chose to shift the story. That's why the pressure felt unbearable. That's why the warfare felt personal, because it was. But even now, in the spirit, you are rising. You are not who you used to be. The old weight has fallen, the old labels have burned, the shame has dissolved, the fear has no grip, the delay has lost its purpose, the chain has snapped. And your name, written in heaven's vault, is being called out with authority. The check has cleared, the release has begun, the oil is flowing. And God is not just pouring into your life, He is flooding it. Comment 555 if you're ready to receive the flood of God's favor. The next season of your life is going to feel different because you are being led by the Spirit and not the struggle. You are going to walk into rooms with peace instead of panic. You are going to hear God's voice more clearly than ever. You will no longer chase what was never yours. You will not beg for crumbs. You will not sit at tables where you are only tolerated. You will build what God has shown you, and it will flourish. Not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. That is what God honors. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. The divine check is also a sign of divine trust. God is saying, I trust you to carry what others would have corrupted. I trust you to walk in favor and remain humble. I trust you to receive overflow and keep your eyes on me. I trust you to shine without forgetting who gave you the light. And because you've proven yourself faithful in little, He is now giving you more, not just things, but authority, wisdom, revelation, and impact. You are not who you were last year. You are not who you were last month. Heaven has declared a new name over you, and that name is favored. That name is chosen. That name is called. That name is trusted. So when you wake up tomorrow, walk in it. When you speak, declare it. When you pray, believe it. When you face opposition, remember it. The check in your name is more than provision. It is prophecy fulfilled. It is legacy unfolding. It is heaven's evidence that God never forgot you. This is the hour where everything starts aligning, and the divine check that bears your name begins to manifest in ways that are undeniable, unstoppable, and completely covered by grace. You have not been overlooked. You have not been forgotten. You have not been delayed beyond purpose. What looked like silence was divine strategy. What felt like delay was perfect timing. God was never working against you. He was working ahead of you. And now, the release has come. There is no more holding back. What has your name on it is moving toward you, and what was blocked before will now flow freely. The path is opening not because of effort, but because of grace. There is a reason the weight on your shoulders got heavier right before this moment. There is a reason your mind started questioning everything, even the things you were once so sure of. The enemy knew what you were about to step into. He saw the divine shift. He recognized the authority that was about to be placed in your hands. So he tried to get you to disqualify yourself. He tried to make you walk away before the release. But you didn't. You stayed. You endured, you worshipped with a heavy heart. You prayed through the silence, you praised with tears in your eyes. And now your endurance has unlocked what was waiting behind the veil. Comment 1212 if you've been waiting and believing for too long to give up now. This check with your name on it is not just about what's coming, it's about what's already yours. It's about the promise of God that has never changed, even when you changed, even when you stumbled, even when you doubted. His word remained over your life. His love stayed constant, and his plans for you didn't shift with your circumstances. That is why the deposit is still valid. That is why your name is still on it. Because your Father never cancelled what he authored. You're about to see why you had to walk through so much with nothing in your hands. Because what you're about to carry could not be born out of ease. It had to be formed through pressure. Your authority is not just in your words, it's in your scars. It's in your story. It's in your survival. And now, you will carry this blessing with a depth that can only be found in those who have wrestled through the night and still refuse to let go of the hem of his garment. This is your inheritance, not your reward. A reward is earned, but an inheritance is given because of relationship. You are his child. You are his beloved. And he is proud of the way you held on, even when you felt like breaking, even when your faith wavered, even when you could barely breathe through the battles. God saw every moment and said, "That one belongs to me." And now he has released a blessing that matches the weight of your surrender. You are going to feel the difference in your days. You are going to notice the shift in your thoughts. The fear that once gripped you will begin to loosen its hold. The doubt that once whispered will be silenced by clarity. The heaviness that once lived in your chest will start lifting, little by little, as the Holy Spirit begins to breathe fresh strength into every part of you. This is not hype. This is holy. This is not temporary relief. This is a total realignment. There will be things that fall away from your life now, and you must let them. There will be people who cannot continue with you, and you must release them in peace. There will be parts of your past that try to call you back, but you must not answer. You are no longer in the place where you were. You are standing at the threshold of what God has already prepared. The check is not being mailed, it is being handed directly to you, because the time has come. This shift is not just happening around you, it is happening inside you. You will feel it in the way you carry yourself. You will feel it in the way you speak. You will feel it in your prayers. They will not be begging anymore. They will be declarations. You will not plead for what is yours. You will walk in it. You will not wonder if God hears you. You will know that he does. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. This is what happens when your spirit comes into full agreement with what heaven has already said about you. Comment 777. If you feel that deep confirmation stirring in your heart even now, the angels are already rejoicing over what you're stepping into. The people who prayed for you in silence are going to watch your story unfold and give glory to God. Even those who doubted you will see the undeniable evidence of a life marked by grace, and through it all, your eyes will stay fixed on him, because you've learned that he is the source, not the check, not the favor, not the open doors. It has always been him. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. The miracles that are coming are not just going to answer your prayers, they're going to fulfill promises spoken over your family generations ago. This is covenant-level blessing. This is promise-keeping God revealing himself through your life. You were chosen to be the one to break the cycles. You were called to carry what others were never able to finish. And now, the mantle is resting on you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. You will walk through places that once rejected you and be welcomed with open arms. You will revisit old dreams and find they are now alive with fresh breath. You will pick up ideas you once buried and realize they were only sleeping, waiting for the appointed time. And this is the appointed time. You're not late. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're right on time. The deposit is arriving in the exact season you were meant to carry it. And now, as it begins to manifest, stay close to His voice. Keep your heart soft. Keep your spirit tuned. Because what's next will require your full attention. Not in striving, but in surrender. Not in pressure, but in presence. You are ready. And heaven is not just watching. Heaven is cheering you on. Every step you take forward now is a step into the fulfillment of something holy. Something eternal. Something sealed in love. This is your time. This is your blessing. This is your name being called. Don't miss what comes next. What God has spoken cannot return void. What He has deposited cannot be withdrawn by anyone else. What has your name on it cannot be handed to another, no matter how many tried to position themselves in your place. The bank of heaven does not lose track of its promises. It does not misplace destinies. It does not overlook those who've been walking faithfully through the shadows. Your tears have counted. Your silence has spoken. Your waiting has been heard. This release is not delayed because of anything you lacked. It was delayed only until the moment you were strong enough to carry the weight of it. God waited until your heart was deep enough to steward it well. He waited until your identity was no longer tied to your circumstance. He waited until your worship wasn't based on what you had, but on who He was. And now, He says, you're ready not just to receive, but to carry, to protect, to walk in what's been written for you since before you were born. Comment 999. If you feel the shift around you and know it's your time, there is a reason why the warfare increased the moment you started drawing closer. The enemy saw what you were stepping into and tried everything he could to confuse your vision. He wanted to distract you so you wouldn't see the path unfolding in front of you. But you kept walking, even with blurred vision. You kept praying, even through exhaustion. And now, the Spirit of God is clearing the fog. Your clarity is being restored. Your strength is being renewed. Your spirit is awakening. The enemy cannot stop what God has already delivered. He can only try to make you doubt that it's real. But let this truth be louder than every lie. The check has your name, and no power of darkness can rewrite what God has authored. You have reached the tipping point. You are crossing into days that look nothing like the pain you've endured. The days ahead are not meant to break you, but to build you. They are not sent to test you, but to reward you. This is not another season of struggle. This is a season of still waters and green pastures. This is the table in the presence of your enemies. This is where the oil flows. Everything that once fought against you is now being silenced by God's justice. Everything that mocked you is about to witness your rising. What once looked like failure is about to become a testimony. What was once too painful to speak about is now going to become the story of your deliverance. And all of it began with the release of what was always yours. The check wasn't a surprise to heaven. It was planned. It was prepared. It was preserved for this very moment. People may try to understand it. Some may question how you rose so fast, how doors opened that were once bolted shut, how healing came without a warning, how favor poured out so quickly. But they won't know the cost you paid in the secret place. They won't know the nights you stayed up asking God to just carry you through one more day. They won't know the times you didn't even have the words, but your spirit groaned for help. But God knew. and he honored that unseen surrender with a public blessing that no one will be able to deny. There is no competition for what is yours. There is no mistake in what was given to you. There is no accident in how this is unfolding. You are right where you need to be, and even if you feel unsure, heaven is not. The angels have been dispatched. The doors are opening. The signatures have been sealed. You are walking into divine appointments prepared long before you even asked for them, all because God is faithful, not because you earned it, but because He promised it. Comment 1010 if you know deep in your heart that God's promise never expired. Now, you must protect what's being placed in your hands, not with fear, but with reverence, not by hiding it, but by stewarding it with wisdom and humility. This blessing is holy. This favor is sacred. Do not use it for validation. Do not carry it with pride. Let it point back to the one who gave it. Let your life be a reflection of His mercy and power. Let your voice speak of what He has done. Because the check that was deposited in your name is more than a breakthrough. It's a testimony of who God is to those who trust Him in the dark. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. Your life will begin to speak louder than your words ever could. Where you once had to explain yourself, you will now simply walk in fruit. Where you once had to defend your journey, God will now display His glory. You won't have to announce what's coming. It will be evident. The evidence will be undeniable, and not for your fame, but for His glory. The fruit of this blessing will restore not just you, but others who thought God had forgotten them too. You are not being elevated just for comfort. You are being raised to be a light. You are being called higher to help others see what faith really looks like. You are being given more so you can pour more. The wealth will come, but so will the wisdom. The platform will grow, but so will the responsibility. And all of it is wrapped in grace because God knows your heart. He knows you didn't ask for glory, you asked for peace. You didn't chase recognition, you chased Him. And that is why He trusts you now with the increase. You are not going back to the struggle you came out of. That chapter is closed. The door to that pain has been sealed shut. God is not sending you in circles anymore. You've completed the test. You've passed through the fire. You've stood the trial. And now you rise. You rise not in pride, but in quiet strength. You rise not because of man's approval, but because heaven has released the fullness of what was promised. The check has cleared. The account is open. The flow is beginning. You are stepping into abundance, into healing, into joy, into peace, into favor, into purpose. All because God said it was time. The enemy fought it. The waiting tested you. The silence nearly broke you. But the divine transaction is complete. It is yours. It has always been yours. But now, it is being delivered into your life in a way that cannot be hidden, blocked, or reversed. What is coming into your life carries the fullness of God's intention for you. It is not just a blessing, it is restoration, recompense, and revival. It is everything the enemy tried to delay. It is everything you thought you lost. It is everything you cried out for when no one saw your pain. It is the reward of every quiet moment you chose faith when fear was screaming. This check is not a gift from man. It is not a favor from a system. It is from the very hand of the Father who has been watching, loving, and preparing you for such a time as this. You are about to see prayers answered that you forgot you even prayed. You are about to receive healing for places in your heart that haven't known peace in years. You are about to walk in clarity that dissolves years of confusion. The season of delay is over. You are no longer stuck. You are no longer wandering. The page has turned. The new has begun. This is your time, and heaven is watching to see how you walk into it. Comment 1515 if you believe your new chapter has already been written by God. The things that once overwhelmed you will now bow to the peace of God in your life. Where you once felt powerless, you will feel strength rise. Where you once felt unsure, you will feel steady ground beneath your feet. Where you once walked with your head low, you will now walk upright, not in pride, but in confidence that you are chosen, covered, and deeply loved. This is what the check carries. Not just material provision, but spiritual wholeness. Not just open doors, but divine strategy. Not just freedom from pain, but a calling into purpose. You have not been prepared for small things. That is why your process was long. That is why the battles were intense. That is why your path seemed harder than others. Because what you're called to carry is not light. It's heavy with destiny. It's rich with favor. It's deep with eternal impact. And God was never going to hand it to you before you were ready to hold it with both strength and humility. Now you are. You are not who you used to be. You are not the broken version of yourself that once doubted every step. You are not the fearful voice that used to second-guess your worth. God has made you new, not just by patching old pieces, but by reshaping your identity in His truth. You are healed, whole, and fully equipped. You are walking in the aftermath of divine transformation, and the evidence is about to be seen in everything you touch, speak, and build. The check was not deposited in your name just for survival. It was deposited for kingdom expansion. That means what's coming to you is not just for you. It will bless others. It will spark change. It will break chains in places your feet haven't even touched yet. You are being sent as a carrier of light. You are being trusted with influence. You are being marked to lead, to uplift, to heal, and to declare the goodness of God everywhere you go. Comment 1717 if you know your life is about to be a vessel for God's glory. There are moments in life where everything suddenly makes sense, where the suffering, the silence, the storms all reveal their purpose. You are stepping into that kind of moment now. God is about to show you why He didn't let certain people stay, why He shut certain doors, why He allowed certain disappointments. Because none of those were the destination. They were detours to protect what He was preparing for you, and now that you've reached this divine intersection, the fullness of His plan will begin to unfold in unmistakable ways. Do not doubt what you feel stirring in your spirit. That quickening in your heart, that still voice that won't let you give up, that deep pull to stay near to Him, it's all confirmation. You are aligned with the move of God. Your spirit is tuned to His whisper. Your posture is ready, and your portion has been released. You are not in a season of waiting anymore. You are in a season of walking. Not running in panic, not standing still in fear, but walking in faith. Step by step, the evidence will appear. Moment by moment, the manifestation will rise. And you will know without a shadow of doubt, this is the hand of God. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. And though the path ahead may still carry challenges, you will not carry them the same way. Because now you know what's inside you. Now you know what's behind you. Now you know what's been deposited in your name. and you know that the same God who brought you to this moment will carry you through what's next. You are not alone. You never were. His presence has been your anchor, His grace your strength, and His love your covering. You will not break now. You will not fall. You will not return to who you were before this process began, because the weight of glory resting on your life is greater than the opposition that surrounds you. And the fruit that is about to come from your obedience will speak louder than every storm that tried to silence you. This is more than favor. This is fulfillment. This is not just breakthrough. This is becoming. You are becoming the version of yourself that God always saw. You are becoming the answered prayer for someone else. You are becoming the light in a dark place. And it all began when God said your name, wrote the check, and prepared it for release. Do not be afraid of what's coming. It is good, it is from God, and it is right on time. Even when your hands feel too small to hold it all, He will give you the grace to carry it. Even when your heart trembles under the weight, He will surround you with peace that holds you steady. And when you start to walk in the evidence of this word, remember this: it was never just about the blessing. It was always about His presence, a move of God that will stretch through every part of your life, a wave of transformation that doesn't just bring you something new, but makes you someone new. You're not just being blessed, you are being awakened. You're not just receiving a check, you are receiving identity, purpose, and divine positioning. The check with your name carries more than breakthrough. It carries alignment. It realigns what has been out of order. It brings back the time that was lost. It restores the things that were stolen. You may not understand how God is going to do it, but you will see it happen. The wrongs you endured will not go unnoticed. The dishonor will be reversed. The years of wandering will be redeemed. And the beauty of it all is that God is doing this without you having to force anything. You don't have to manipulate it. You don't have to chase after people. You don't have to fight for what is already yours. God is placing it in your hands because you trusted Him even when nothing made sense. Comment Amen if you feel this word reaching into the deepest part of your spirit. You've been asking quietly in your heart, wondering when things would finally change. You've been carrying hope and heartbreak in the same breath, trying to stay faithful while the weight felt unbearable. God saw it all. He never turned His eyes from you. And now, the answer is here. It may not come in the way you pictured. It may not look how you imagined. But it will be exactly what you need, in the exact timing you need it, because God's plan never misses its mark. When He releases something with your name, it finds you, no matter what stands in the way. This is why the process was so intense. The fire wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The crushing didn't destroy you, it made you pure. You needed to be emptied so you could be filled with something better. You needed to be pulled away from what was distracting you so you could fully see what God was trying to give you. And now, you're ready. Ready to receive not just for survival but for legacy. Ready to hold what others dropped. Ready to carry what others couldn't. You are walking in a place of favor that was designed specifically for you, and no one else can fill it. You will notice the shift in how people respond to you. You'll sense the favor when doors open without explanation. You'll feel the weight of the anointing increase. This is not something you can pretend. This is not something you can earn. This is something only heaven can place. The world is about to witness the result of your quiet obedience. Not because you want attention, but because God wants His glory seen through your life. The check is also an assignment. You've been given this because you can be trusted. You've been called to make a difference, not just experience one. You've been appointed to speak hope into places that have gone silent. You've been chosen to bring peace into lives that only know chaos. What God is placing in your hands will unlock doors for others. You will be the answer to prayers you never heard. You will become the sign that God still moves, still blesses, still chooses those who stay faithful. This is why you must guard what's being given to you. Protect your peace, protect your focus, protect your spirit, not in fear, but with wisdom. You are no longer in the same space you were. You have been elevated. The air is different here. The weight is different. The level of spiritual sensitivity is higher. You are not above others, but you are being called to rise above distractions, above petty battles, above anything that tries to pull you back to the old place. You have grown, and now you must walk like someone who knows who they are. Comment 1111 if you feel the growth inside you and know you've changed. The presence of God is going to become even more tangible now. You will sense Him in ordinary moments. You will hear His voice clearly. You will feel His protection surrounding you like a shield. This is not just a moment, it's a divine shift. God has stepped in, and where He is, nothing remains the same. Mountains melt, chains break, storms settle. And your spirit rests, knowing that the one who controls it all is fighting for you. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. You don't have to prove your worth. The results will speak. The fruit will testify. The favor will confirm. Those who misunderstood you will be silenced, not by arguments, but by what God does through you. This is how heaven vindicates. Not with noise, but with undeniable evidence of His hand upon your life. And through it all you will remain grounded, knowing that the same God who blessed you is the same God who sustained you through every valley. Your life will now carry answers. You will become the evidence that God still makes ways out of no way. You will stand as proof that delay is not denial, that pain does not mean punishment, that waiting is not wasting. You will carry a peace that confuses people, a joy that cannot be shaken, a clarity that doesn't make sense by natural standards. Because the check you carry is not printed by man, it was written in the throne room of heaven, and no system can block what heaven releases. This is why you must continue walking closely with Him, because there's more. There is so much more. The check was never the end. It was the activation. It was the signal that your journey with God is not just surviving, it's thriving. He is inviting you into deeper waters, into places where you rely not on your plans, but on His presence, into moments where miracles are the norm, not the exception, into days where peace becomes your home, not your visitor. He is drawing you near now, not just to bless you, but to use you, not just to elevate you, but to shape you. He is calling you by name. The same name written on the check is being whispered in heaven. Angels are moving with instructions. The earth is aligning with God's timing, and your spirit is rising in expectation. Do not let doubt steal what faith has carried. Do not let fear replace what trust has built. God is showing now that what He wrote over your life has not changed. The heavens have opened, and what was once hidden is being revealed. The release is active, the angels are moving, and the weight of heaven's favor is now resting upon your shoulders. Everything around you is beginning to reflect what God has already done in the Spirit, even if you can't fully see it yet, even if your surroundings haven't caught up with the promise. Do not let go of what you know. Hold the line. Your name is still echoing in heaven. The release hasn't slowed down, it's accelerating. The more you lean into Him, the more clearly you will hear it. The more you surrender, the more visible the evidence will become. The promise is unfolding, even in silence. Comment 222. If you trust that God is working right now, even in the parts you cannot see, you didn't make it this far just to survive. You didn't walk through all of that pain, loss, and confusion just to go back to normal. God didn't bring you here to settle. He brought you here to establish. You've been planted in a new season. You're no longer trying to find footing in sinking sand. You are now standing on solid ground. Your faith has become your foundation. Your worship has become your covering. Your obedience has become your access. Heaven's check carries what no man can explain. This isn't just favor, it's divine reversal. God is reversing what the enemy meant for destruction. He is taking back every stolen moment, every sabotaged opportunity, every relationship that was corrupted, and he is rewriting it all for his glory. The ashes are being exchanged for beauty. The mourning is being exchanged for dancing. The brokenness is being exchanged for strength. The fear is being exchanged for wisdom. God is not just giving you more, he's giving you better. You're not the same person who started this journey. You've been broken and remade, crushed and refined, humbled and strengthened. What you're carrying now is the result of quiet faith, hidden prayers, and fierce surrender, ways that can't be measured. He is increasing your vision. He is enlarging your territory. He is stretching your understanding so you can carry what others weren't strong enough to lift. You're not going to miss this. Even if you feel unworthy, even if your mind still wrestles with old fear. God is not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be present. Present in His Word. Present in your trust. Present in your praise. Because when you show up with your heart open, heaven moves. The weight of your past does not cancel the power of your future. What you did or didn't do is not stronger than what God already decided. His grace is still bigger, His mercy is still covering you, His plan is still active. This is the season where you will begin to see what all the waiting was for. Every sacrifice, every loss, every moment of choosing faith over comfort, every lonely season, every silent battle. God is now redeeming the time. He's proving that He never let a single moment go to waste. You are stepping into days of clarity, of provision, of open doors that won't close this time. The right people are being positioned. The right opportunities are being released. What was blocked before is now flowing without interruption. Comment 555 if you can feel this divine flow beginning around you right now. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. You don't need to force anything. The blessing has already been signed. You don't need to beg, it's already yours. God is your provider. The same one who gave you breath will now give you breakthrough. What you couldn't earn through effort will arrive by grace. This is what it means to be chosen. Not to strive, but to walk. Not to chase, but to receive. Not to fear, but to believe. Let go of the timelines you created in your head. Let go of the pressure to figure everything out. Let go of the voice that keeps asking if you're too late. You're not. Heaven never rushed you. Heaven protected you. You were never behind. You were hidden for the right moment. And this is it. The right doors will open, the right hands will reach, the right words will find you, the right healing will touch you. You will not have to push to be seen. You will not have to compete to be heard. God's release in your life is so intentional, it will locate you wherever you are, even if no one else sees you, even if you feel forgotten, even if the room you're in feels too small. The blessing will find you, the favor will follow you, because it carries your name. You are walking into divine timing, into God's perfect rhythm. You don't need to make it happen, just move with Him. The doors that swing open will not require begging. The blessings that arrive will not feel forced. The relationships that begin will not be built on survival, but on peace. God is replacing everything that hurt you with something that heals. He is restoring everything that tried to destroy your spirit. Do not be afraid of this season. Do not shrink when the doors open. Do not question if you belong in the room. God didn't just open the door, He built the room with you in mind. Walk in it, carry His light, speak His name, give Him glory. Because this blessing is only the beginning. The check was never just about provision. It was about proving the faithfulness of God in the life of someone who refused to give up. You held on when everything said to let go. You believed when there was no reason to. You stayed close to His presence even when you didn't understand the process. And now, the reward is being poured out. The pain you walked through wasn't wasted. It formed something in you that strength alone never could. The tears watered ground that is now breaking open. The roots of faith that grew beneath your storms are the very reason you're still standing. And now, above that same soil where you once only saw loss, you will see growth that multiplies. Where there was mourning, there will be dancing. Where there was delay, there will be divine speed. Where there was confusion, clarity is rising. Comment Amen if you receive this with a believing heart today. You were not overlooked. You were not skipped. It only felt that way because heaven was working in silence, carefully crafting the details of your future while shielding you from premature exposure. The check wasn't late. It was guarded. It was hidden until the time was right, until you were strong enough to hold it, until your heart had been purified, until your faith was built not on outcomes, but on trust. Now that your foundation is secure, God is placing the promise directly into your hands. This is why the attacks were so personal. This is why the enemy whispered so many lies about your value, your calling, your purpose. Because he saw what was coming before you did. He saw the release. He saw the favor. He saw the mantle you would carry. So he tried to break you in your preparation. But what he didn't expect was that your worship would grow louder, that your surrender would deepen, that your yes would remain. And that is why you're still here, not just breathing, not just existing, but rising. The check with your name on it is not just about what you will receive, it is about what you will become. It is about the life you are about to step into that no one thought you'd ever reach. This blessing is not surface level, it is layered in purpose. You are going to feel a shift in how you walk, how you speak, how you see yourself, not because of pride, but because you finally see what God has been seeing in you all along. And what is coming will feel like peace, not pressure. It will feel like rest, not resistance. This next season is not about striving, it's about flowing. You're about to walk into divine rhythm. Doors will open naturally. Relationships will align with ease. Resources will come without force. Because when God releases something, it does not come with sorrow, it comes with glory. And you are about to carry that glory.